In this week's Parsha VaYeira, God visits Avraham following his Brit Milah. During their encounter, God reveals his intention to destroy Sodom and Amorah, whose sins have become too great. Avraham, now the father of many nations and a paragon of chesed, feels a deep sense of responsibility and pleads for their lives. He begins by asking God whether 50 righteous individuals might spare the cities, gradually bargaining down to 10. But as we know, even 10 cannot be found among them. The only ones deemed worthy of rescue are Lot and his family. Despite their choice to live among the wicked, and despite 2 of Lot's daughters having intermarried with the locals. When the angels arrive in Sodom, Lot immediately invites them into his home. He must plead insistently before they accept his hospitality, but once they do, the story takes a dark turn. The men of Sodom, young and old, surround Lot's house, demanding he surrender his guests so they can abuse them. Lot adamantly refuses, enraging the mob outside. Their fury escalates. They said, "Move over," and they said, "This one came to live with us, and now he sets himself up as a judge? Now we will harm you more than them." They pressed hard against the man Lot and approached to break the door. Why do the people of Sodom emphasize Lot's role as a judge when his act of hospitality seems unrelated? Midrash Bereshit Rabbah teaches that it was the custom, perhaps even codified as law, that any stranger entering Sodom would be abused and have their possessions confiscated. Lot defied this norm, continuing to welcome wayfarers and thereby challenging the very foundation of their society. Rav Moshe Chayfetz, in his work Melechet Machshevet, writes that this act was the final straw. Lot was now seen not merely as a host, but as a traitor, worse than the strangers he sheltered. The people of Sodom wanted to do to him what they intended for the angels. Malbim adds that they viewed Lot as deserving of punishment for his defiance. Ralbag offers a slightly different perspective. The issue wasn't just that Lot's hospitality violated the law, but that he was a judge, an outsider who had risen to a position of respect, and now in that role dared to defy their laws. His impertinence in their eyes was intolerable, and for that they deemed him worthy of punishment. Perhaps the Torah is also sending another message. Lot was a judge in Sodom. As the Torah testifies, he sat at the gate of the city, the traditional place where elders and judges convened. A judge's role is to ensure that the people uphold the law. Earlier in Avram's conversation with God, Avraham refers to him as the judge of the whole earth, asking, will the judge of the whole earth not do justice? Of course he will. Yet Lot's position as a judge in Sodom, in a sense, delayed divine judgment. Lot judged with righteousness and justice, walking in the ways of Avraham. But when the people of Sodom rejected Lot, both as a person and as a judge, the Torah hints that by rejecting the earthly judge, they invited the judgment of the heavenly judge. Even after deciding to destroy the cities for their grievous sins, God was still giving Sodom one last chance. But by turning on Lot for doing a good deed, they, in essence, rejected God's offer to stay punishment. How many chances they were given, with God holding out his hand, urging them to take it. Yet, they refused. Shabbat Shalom.